I'm not going to fucking diverge any of the main details. You're only going to get the fucking PG version of the Mondo history. And we were crazy, man. Back, you know, I mean, only 18. It was highly illegal. This is the true story.
True story.
True story of Mondo Comics.
So who are the players, baby?
There was Dan, there was Lawrence.
Yeah, there was Daryl, and then there was John, and also Big Jeff. Probably Danny at the head of it all.
So, Danny boy, how did it all begin?
The market still started, I think it was about February, March '89. It was a case of having something to do with being caught for video piracy at my college.
Ooh, that's naughty.
He's a typical student.
Had a few hustles and some money saved from the video shenanigans, so invested heavily into starting the shop.
He was a hustler like he is today. He always had something to sell you, always knew the latest comics, always knew the latest toys, always had people in there begging for something.
Dan was well on the pulse with cool stuff.
This was at the time just as comic books were breaking out of its ghetto.
But '89 was the year of Batman, and everyone wanted to read comic books. It was like perfect timing.
It was, yes, yeah. When the films came out, comics started to increase in popularity.
Comic books were becoming an art form, or as recognised as an art form, and it wasn't just for kids.
So it was good to have somebody in Portsmouth actually doing comics.
Basically, I used my collection of comic books as a stock base, and I borrowed 400 quid off my parents. That was it, and it just evolved from that.
So where was it?
The Tricorn was the cheapest, horriblest, mankiest place in town.
Dirty, smelly, grotty.
It was a shithole. Everyone knew it was a shithole, but we all loved it.
It was like a pound shop, but like gone mad. It's like a pound shop on acid.
There's so many stories. I saw some very strange things going on there.
No, it's not really the story, it's after hours.
I can't tell you on camera what went on in that place. To paraphrase Star Wars, it was a hive of scum and villainy.
I'm so bored with the Tricon. It's an eyesore.
But it did allow for small businesses to have cheap overheads.
Well, it's just all independent traders, basically.
And it brought life to that part of the city.
It had character, definitely. I mean, I worked up there at one of the punk shops.
The Tricorn had a period where it was buzzing.
Who cares? What about the store?
It was hectic, friendly, frenetic, loud.
Tiny little thing with like chipboard walls.
Cramped, smelly.
It was a little shoebox, but very nice, a nice place to hang out.
A very friendly atmosphere. Always a lot of laughs and giggles going on.
Good, like nice, warm vibe, yeah. Sort of like a nice pub, yeah.
They're not very imposing.
That sounds like any other store. What made it different?
Oh, it was friendly, it was happening, and it was based on Dan's dream. He took his hobby, his love for comic books and film memorabilia and horror and music, and he rolled it all into one, and he found a ready market.
Because I was there all the time, then yeah, it had to be an environment which made me happy before the customers, if that makes any sense.
Hip-hop and street culture sort of stuff, and sick videos.
Mondo and being around Dan in particular kind of introduced me to new edges in music, which was great, more underground music.
So that was the start of hip-hop era.
Yeah, that was the music and the whole vibe.
It was loud. You had hip-hop so loud that it actually frightened some customers.
Somebody illustrating, walls were being painted, there was b-boying going on outside.
That they walked through the doorway of Mondo, were hit with this wall of sound and immediately left.
When you was going to come in, you're not going to hear that stuff in like Dorothy Perkins or the Body Shop or something like that. It was
Ice-T coming out with his, shoot every policeman in sight, effing and blinding like that, and you're sort of going, you can't say things like that. At least these little kids dancing along to the music.
It was just great. I have really fond memories.
It did get into some trouble sometimes with irate parents, but hey man, that's what it's all about.
Naughty boys.
I think after a while the shop just became like an epicentre, like it became like a little nucleus within Portsmouth has the reputation of a town of thuggery and just like hoodlums and all the rest, and there was this like little sanctuary safe haven which the comic shop became for like all the oddballs and eccentrics. And
a lot of people would put comic books down to stereotypes and geeks and, you know, people who wear long leather jackets and all this sort of thing, but it was never really like that. There was always a crossbreed, you know, there was trendy people, there were skater people, there were people into metal, people into hip hop. Different breeds of stereotypes went in there.
But I think the beauty of it was there was like no discrimination between anyone. Doesn't matter who you were, how old, what your preferences were. Everyone was treated the same, and they definitely took great pride in that, because the majority of comic shops that you do go to, they're just not very nice places to be in. I wouldn't give them money, that's for sure.
Forbidden Planet's very commercial. It's very corporate. You know, you come in, you buy your comics, and you leave. I think it's the same thing with the local video store and the Blockbuster argument. You know, it's with Mondo. It was friendly. It was personal.
If you came in the shop on a like semi-regular basis, it was guaranteed we pretty much knew your name, and then not just myself, but the other people that were working in there. I knew if you're going to come in, you're going to get a cup of tea or going to get a Mickey taken out of you and have a laugh. It was all in good spirits, so that was the difference.
A lot of people became friends through the shop, not just customers, but friends. There was Dan. There was Lawrence, there was me, there was the customers, we all blended, interact, and you actually took an important part. Although Dan was the heart and soul, Lawrence was there as well.
He was a great guy, he really was.
He was opinionated.
Yeah, very cool man, beautiful man.
He had some surprises.
And yeah, he was definitely like one of the close friends I've ever had.
One night he got depressed, suicidal, and despite efforts to get him to hospital on time, he died.
What went on, like, is a major loss, because he was definitely again like a pillar stone of the shop and definitely a character, and again full of so much love for everyone, which was, you know, it was cool. And yeah, he'll be missed and just remembered forever, you know, without a doubt.
That was really sad, and that did upset everyone, because he was a big part of the shop.
It really did kick the stuffing out of the shop, not just Dan. Dan was devastated, but also the customers. The man he was with, who tried to get him to hospital on time, really did upset a lot of people, and of course his mother, his poor mother. And people were just bewildered, because this really sort of came out of nowhere.
In hindsight, I never really thought about it. It probably did affect a lot of people the same as it did me, but outside the shop, and didn't really see, you know, their pain, because he was like, you know, really popular, because he was just such a genuine and loving person, you know. Yeah, never really thought about it.